And a good Tuesday afternoon, and welcome to Wahoo Public High School here on Saunders County Online and Wahoo Public YouTube. Austin McNorton here with you for this Tuesday afternoon, and we are going to be here a while, and we're so excited to be here with you for everything we got going on today. It is girls varsity wrestling duels, as Wahoo will host Conestoga this afternoon, and then it will be the boys also against Conestoga immediately after. And then after the wrestling duels conclude, it will be Wahoo girls basketball as the Warriors host Plattsmouth and the first round of the Trailblazer Conference varsity girls basketball tournament. So a lot going on here on this Tuesday afternoon in Wahoo. We'll have all the streams for you. We'll separate the streams of wrestling, and then we'll stop a stream, start the basketball. I'll be here through it all. Looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. It's a pretty good crowd here to kick things off for the varsity duel. So now they're announcing the classes that are open. They just announced Class 155, where Wahoo is open in, and so it's a victory for Conestoga here to start out this duel with Gabrielle Landon. She's now 17 of 15 on the season with a record. So now we go to Class 190, where we do have two wrestlers. So this will be the first official, as already Conestoga has the team lead in the duel, 6-0. And I'll break down all the scoring for anyone new to wrestling. It's 6 points for a pin or a forfeit, 5 points for a tech fall, which is a 15-point or greater victory without a pin, a major decision, which is a victory by 8 to 14 points. That gives you 14 points, and then it's 3 team points for winning just by a regular decision. So here we go in the first official non-forfeited classification. It's Class 190, where Madison Hayek for Wahoo, who's 0-16 on the year, takes off against Ava Ferguson of Conestoga, who's 11-4 on the year. Wahoo here at home in their blue and black uniforms here in this girls varsity, taking on Conestoga, who's in the maroon road uniforms here this Tuesday afternoon. Austin McNorton here with you, excited to be here with you on Saunders County Online and Wahoo Public YouTube. So we got both girls locked kind of in the center circle here for the first minute or so, just trying to gain some advantage, trying a little bit of hand fighting, going head-to-head, shoulder-to-shoulder. Now it's Ferguson going for the leg of Hajiek and taking her to the ground, and that'll be 2 points awarded to Conestoga. They get Hayek on her back. This is close to a pin now for Conestoga. Really close. The official laying on the ground looking for both shoulders, and there it is. A pin in Conestoga, just like that, up 12-0 with Ava Ferguson getting a pin early on. So excited to be here with you on this Tuesday afternoon. Cold outside, snow is melting. But now we'll see what weight class we'll be headed to, as Conestoga immediately in the duel jumps out 12-0. Now we're looking at Class 235, where Isabella Rodriguez for Conestoga, who's 19-12 on the season, will win by a forfeit, as Wahoo is open in that classification. That's weight class 235. So it's 6 more points for Conestoga. And now we go to weight class 100, where Rachel Stevens for Wahoo gets the Warriors on the board with some applause, as Conestoga is open in that weight class. That's weight class 100. That's Rachel Stevens, who's now 5-18 on the record here in 2024. So Wahoo trims the deficit 18-6. Weight class 105, both weight classes are open. Weight classes 110, both are open. So now we go to weight class 115, where we have 2 wrestlers, so we'll have a match. It's Alex Plowman for Conestoga. Alex Plowman, I should say, 10-8 on the season. She'll be taking against Wahoo's Addison Darling, who's 35-9 this year in weight class 115 for Wahoo. And Addison is currently ranked number 7 in the state of Nebraska in this weight class. And she's able to push Plowman outside of the circle, so we'll go back to the center. 1:47 to go here in this first period. And Wahoo trailing this duel to Conestoga right now in this girls varsity wrestling 18-6. Great crowd here on a Tuesday afternoon. The boys duel will follow. So both girls on the far side of the circle with a little bit of hand fighting. Thanks everyone tuning in at home as well, who's not quite done with their workday or maybe just getting close to finishing their workday. Getting ready to make their way here to Wahoo Public High School. Again, Alex Plowman, she is 10-8 on this season this year for Conestoga. Addison Darling, 35-9 and is the number 7 wrestler in the state of Nebraska in the rankings in this weight class 110. Conestoga leads this duel currently 18-6 because of a couple of forfeits, and then Ava Ferguson pinning Hayek, and nice job that time by Darling to take Plowman to the ground. She'll be awarded 2 points. Has a 2-0 lead with 50 seconds to go here in this opening period. Plowman able to get back to her knees. Darling's doing a good job of staying on that top side, though, with a hand around the top of the shoulder. It's good defense right now from Plowman. He's just on the right side of the circle there. Now Plowman's trying to stand. She's getting close to being able to do so on that right side. But right now, Addison's doing a great job of keeping her there. She's trying to roll Alex onto that left side over her right shoulder. So far, it's just a 2-0 lead here for Addison Darling. Alex is doing a good job putting up a fight, and that will be the end of period number 1. It's a 2-0 lead for Wahoo's Addison Darling for the Warriors, and then we will go back to the center circle here. High school girls wrestling in Nebraska. A relatively new sport, speaking, across multiple states, not just Nebraska. So this time, Plowman elects to start on the top position, and so Darling trying to fight out of it and award some escape points. Alex doing a good job of keeping her on the bottom right now, right in the center of the mat. Cool little venue here with the wrestling light on. Addison does get to her feet. Now, can she break out of the hand? She falls back down. Now is able to, all of a sudden put Alex on her back. Plowman trying to keep that right shoulder off the ground. She's doing a good job of it. Darling gets awarded 2 more points, and Plowman gets back on her stomach to at least avoid a pin. Wahoo's Darling with a 4-0 lead now with 1:11 to go here in this second period. Now it's Plowman back, and there's the pin, just like that. That's how fast this sport is. Just when you think Alex Plowman might be able to get out of it, Darling all of a sudden gets her right back on her back, gets the pin, and 6 more points for the Warriors. As Darling improves to 36-9. Weight class 120, both teams have an open wrestler there. So we move to weight class 125, where it'll be Lexi Jonas for Wahoo, who's 6-14 on the season, taking on Sydney Vincent Bruns for Conestoga, who's 5-4 on the year. So this is weight class 125 as Wahoo has trimmed this dual scoring 18-12, and really this might be a big one here for the Warriors if Lexi Jonas is able to win this one to tie this duel back up. And then it'll kind of come down to Abby Johnson trying to pull off an upset against Morgan Hinch in weight class 145. Both girls fighting, and Conestoga gets 2 points with the takedown on the near side. It's a 2-0 lead right now. They haven't really reset the scoreboard from the last match. It's a 2-0 lead for Conestoga's. Vincent Bruns trying to break out of it, though, is Jonas, and she gets the escape point. It's a 2-1 score right now in favor of Conestoga. So now we're back at the center circle. Headlocked. Trying to go down again. Jonas trying to fight her off, and now she's in dangerous positions. 2 more points for Vincent Bruns. Jonas avoids the pin barely, getting back on her stomach, but now she's in a precarious position to try and get out of this, as it's a 4-1 lead now for Conestoga, as there they get the scoreboard right. With 37 seconds to go here in this opening period of this match. Trying to get some more escape points. Lexi Jonas does get back to her feet, and now she puts Vincent Bruns on the ground. There it is. 2 points avoided to the Warriors. What an incredible weight class this is. 2 more points awarded to Wahoo's Lexi Jonas, who takes the lead 5-4. And has Sydney Vincent Bruns kind of in a precarious situation on the far side with about 2 seconds left. And that will be it. What a battle there from Lexi Jonas, who's down 4-1 and then got awarded 4 quick points by breaking out almost and then immediately turning it right back on Sydney Vincent Bruns and getting on top, putting her on the ground and getting 4 points pretty quickly. So it'll be Lexi Jonas, and she elects to go on top of Sydney Vincent Bruns to start out in the center circle. High school wrestling girls, they're allowed to kind of pick which position they're wanting. The official having a conversation with Sydney Vincent Bruns, making sure she's in the exact right spot. Jonas trying to stay on top, not allow that escape point, which would be big for Conestoga to tie this one up at 5 with 1:47 to go. At least a decision point here awarded to either team. So Jonas, unless is able to pull out a pin here in the next 96 seconds, just wants to get Wahoo to trim that dual scoring deficit. Jonas on top, holding that position on top, not allowing Vincent Bruns to get out of it. And thanks everyone for tuning in here on this Tuesday afternoon. We're going to be here a while as girls varsity basketball takes place after the boys wrestling duel concludes. And now a whistle. It looks like an equipment malfunction. It looks like the mouth guard may have come out. And so, yeah, it'll be a little bit of an injury timeout. Each team is allotted that injury timeout is what it'll officially be granted to for Alexis Jonas, or Lexi Jonas, I should say. She goes over here to the near trash can and is trying to get her mouth guard resituated. Fluids in there as well. So you see a minute left during this timeout, and you hope that Lexi was able to get back on the mat, or else I believe some points will be awarded to Conestoga. Let me double check that. So still a little bit of time here. Again, we are in a injury timeout here for Wahoo's Lexi Jonas. So with about 28 seconds left. And still looking for... And that will be the time. And there's 55 seconds left in this period. So Lexi Jonas was actually a little bit, it looked like she kind of became ill over here on the near side. Her parents kind of around her. She had her head buried in the trash can for a long time, and so it'll actually end up being a victory for Sydney Vincent Bruns. You hate that that's how that match ended because, boy, it was a lot of fun. Lexi Jonas was in full control there in that just a minute left, and just all of a sudden finds herself a little bit ill, heads to the trash can, and so a team point got awarded to Conestoga, and then we go to Class 130 where Kyler Zimmerman won by a forfeit over an open weight class for Wahoo in weight class 130. And then weight class 135, Hannah Bogots also with a win with an open class for Wahoo in weight class 135. So Conestoga continues to rack up those team points. As far as the dual scoring goes, it's a 36-12 Conestoga lead now. So now we go to weight class 145, where it's Abby Johnson for Wahoo, who's 2-22 on the season, going up against Morgan Hinch for Conestoga, who is 27-7 on the season. Good hand fighting here early on in this opening period. The boys' wrestling duel will take place after this, and Conestoga awarded 2 points for the takedown there. Good defense from Morgan Hinch on Abby Johnson trying to grab that back leg, and now Hinch is in full control on that top position and now gets behind Johnson of Wahoo, gets back up and lets Johnson get back up as well to get the escape point and then immediately take Johnson back to the ground to give herself 2 more takedown points. She lets her get up again. Another escape point awarded to Johnson. It's a 4-2 lead for Morgan Hinch, and you can tell that's Morgan's strategy. She wants Johnson to get up. She's fine allowing the escape point because she knows she'll be able to take her down, gets both her legs off, and throws her down again. So that's clearly the strategy here for Morgan Hinch, is allowing Johnson to get up off the mat because Morgan knows that she's going to be able to take Abby back to the ground and get 2 more takedown points. And that's what gives her that 6-2 lead currently with 26 seconds to go here in the opening period. Johnson fighting on that far side, and it will be a pin. It just happened so quickly. It was honestly hard to tell if Hinch had the ability to be able to turn her over her right shoulder and get both of them on the mat. She's able to do so. It's another pin for Conestoga, and they lead this duel 42-12, and I think that might be it. It is. That's all the weight classes. So, to kind of break it down, Wahoo wins weight class 100. Rachel Stevens gets the victory with a forfeit. It was Addison Darling of Wahoo defeating Alex Plowman of Conestoga in weight class 115. In weight class 125, Sydney Vincent Bruns defeated Lexi Jonas by an injury victory. Kyler Zimmerman for Conestoga won weight class 130 with a forfeit. Hannah Bogots won weight class 135 for Conestoga with a forfeit. In weight class 145, it was Morgan Hinch defeating Abby Johnson of Wahoo with a pin. In weight class 155, Conestoga won with a forfeit as Gabrielle Landon won in weight class 155. In weight class 190, it was Ava Ferguson of Conestoga defeating Madison Hayek of Wahoo in a pin. And then finally in weight class 235, Isabella Rodriguez won in a forfeit in weight class 235. So that will do it for our girls of varsity duel here. So we will take a break, thank some of our sponsors, and get you started for the boys wrestling duel coming up next. I'm going to go get some names, all the weight classes, all those good details. We're going to thank our sponsors and get you set here for the boys varsity duel coming up next. Thanks so much for tuning in to Saunders County Online and Wahoo Public YouTube, and we'll be right back.
Dollar General is looking for you. Hiring all positions and all shifts, they are looking for you with a starting pay up to $22 an hour with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. You can find details by going to dollargeneral.com/careers or by texting DG Warehouse to 25,000. Must be 18 or older, but again, starting pay up to $22 an hour with a $2,000 sign-on bonus. Contact them now, dollargeneral.com/careers. If you're looking
for our new Wahoo Warrior branded debit card, every transaction gives back to Wahoo Public Schools. All you need is a First Bank of Nebraska checking account and ask for the Warrior card. For more information, go to firstbankne.com. First Bank of Nebraska, serving our communities, investing in you. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Stop at First Bank of Nebraska to get
long-lasting ramifications on your finances, quality of life, and community standing. Choosing the right law firm to represent your interests and your rights is of the utmost importance. The law offices of Brome, Lindell, Freeman County, and Gloucester traces its history of providing legal services to residents of eastern Nebraska back to 1893. So give us a call at 402-443-3225 or stop into our office in downtown Wahoo, Nebraska today. The outcome of a legal case can
We aspire to be the pharmacy provider confidently chosen by our clients for their families' everyday health needs because of our expertise, integrity, and honestly, consistently exceeding their expectations. Reliability, bright spot, value, integrity, community building, and so much more can be found at Medicine Man Pharmacy of Wahoo. At Medicine Man Pharmacy, we aspire to be the pharmacy provider confidently chosen by our clients for their families' everyday health needs because of our expertise, integrity, and honestly, consistently exceeding their expectations. Reliability, bright spot, value, integrity, community building, and so much more can be found at Medicine Man Pharmacy of Wahoo. At Medicine
Center in Wahoo is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Recognized as a great place to work, the folks at South Haven know the importance of teamwork and the reward that comes from serving older adults. If you're looking for senior care or a rewarding career with a Nebraska-based company, give them a call or check them out online, southaven-wahoo.com. South Haven Team Advantage. From the beginning of your financial experience with Penny Partners, Kids Club with Richie Rover, to student checking for those age 15 through 25, offering a variety of benefits that make banking easy when you're home or away, or if you're looking to finance the future home. Wahoo State Bank has the home team to work with you through life. Member FDIC.
Bring home happy from the Wahoo DQ. We have a large variety of ice cream cakes for any occasion, made with vanilla and chocolate soft serve and filled with hot fudge and cake crunch. Grab and go cakes are available for last minute parties or call ahead and have one specifically designed for you. We also keep boxes of Dilly and Buster bars, which are great for keeping in your freezer, at home, and snacking on throughout the week. Stop into the Wahoo DQ today for your cake and novelty needs. The Wahoo DQ is located at 1122 North Chestnut Street in Wahoo. And welcome back to Wahoo Public High School on Saunders County Online and Wahoo Public YouTube. Austin McNorton here with you on this Tuesday afternoon, now evening, as we get set for the Wahoo Boys Wrestling Duels as Wahoo hosts Conestoga here in a boys duel. We just saw the girls conclude with Conestoga getting a 42-12 victory. I believe off the top of my head, I should have probably wrote it down. But now we start with today's boys action. Wahoo also taking on Conestoga, and we'll have a lot of different wrestlers and a lot of different weight classes here today. Again, for those new to dual wrestling, the scoring breakdown is as this. Just a regular decision is a 3-point score for the team. A major decision is where one team, one wrestler defeats the other wrestler by an 8 to 14 point margin of victory. That is 4 points awarded to the team. A tech fall is a 15 point or greater victory that doesn't involve a pin. So it goes the distance. A 15 point margin of victory is 5 points awarded to the team. And then a pin or a win by a forfeit is 6 points awarded to the team. And that's the one that's the most likely outcome, and you'll see 6 points awarded across the board with different forfeits and things like that. So they're currently announcing all the different weight classes and wrestlers that will be competing, and there's a lot of them here in the different weight classes. Weight class 106, weight class 113, weight class 120, weight class 132 today, weight class 138, weight class 144, weight class 150, 157, weight class 165, weight class 175, weight class 215. Those are the different weight classes we have on tap for today's varsity duel. They just announced weight class 165. So we will be announcing all of these different wrestlers as they hop onto the mat. And thanks to all our sponsors for making this possible for us throughout the winter sports season. We really appreciate it. And if you're interested in being a sponsor as well, contact myself, Austin McNorton, or Kelly Johnson at Saunders County Online. We'll be happy to get you a part of all of our winter sports broadcasts. A lot of basketball games left to be played here with all the different cancellations and things of that nature. And wrestling, I think there's one more, just off the top of my head, I think there's one more potential duel/tournament taking place. So we'll get you started as the pump-up music gets going, and we look at weight class 106, which is a forfeit win for Wahoo's Aiden Humple. So Wahoo jumps out quickly 6-0 as far as the dual scoring goes. Aiden Humple now moves to 2-4 on the season. Now we go to weight class 113, where Wahoo also wins by a forfeit, as Jace Van Vliet goes against nobody for Conestoga. So it's 6 more points awarded to the Warriors, who now lead this duel 12-0. And Jace Van Vliet, I should say, moves to 7-8 in his overall record this season. We will now go to our first official match of the evening, weight class 120. It's Callum Jays for Conestoga. He's 8-12 on the season, going against Anthony Maple for Wahoo. He's 2-7 this season for the Warriors in weight class 120. So it's our first official match of the evening, and Maple immediately grabs the left leg of Jays, trying to get him on the ground. Nothing yet, and there's a takedown and nearly a pin for Jays. It happens that quickly. It's 2 points awarded to Conestoga and 2 more points as he gets him back on his back again. Nearly a pin. Maple's trying to fight out of it for Wahoo, kicking his legs and trying to continue to push towards that outside top part of the circle. It's a 4-0 lead here for Conestoga with 1:25 to go here in this first period. There's 3 points awarded now for Conestoga. It's a 7-0 lead here for Jays in our first official wrestling match of the evening, not decided by a forfeit. It's Anthony Maple for Wahoo and Callum Jays for Conestoga. Now it's Maple trying to get some escape points, and does. He's awarded an escape point there for Wahoo, getting him on the board 7-1 with 50 seconds to go. And wrestling is just such a fast-paced sport that you never know what can really happen. No matter how much a lead is, Maple could still win this for the Warriors with a pin. As now he's trying to get in the control position and gets put on his back again. In position of a pin, it's 2 more points awarded to Jays. Nearly getting close to pin territory here with 25 seconds left. The official right there on top of it. Maple does a good job of rolling back onto his right shoulder. Now he's in a top situation here for Jays. He has complete control right now for Conestoga. Boy, it is close. Some good coaching here on the near side for Wahoo. And that's the end of the period. Boy, Maple was really close. It's 3 more points awarded right at the buzzer there for Conestoga, who now leads 12-1. If it ended right now, it would be a major decision victory for Conestoga's Callum Jays. Maple trying to complete the comeback. Jays will say, I want to start in the top position. We'll see if Maple can get another escape point. That's his only point here so far for the Warriors in that opening period. A really decent crowd here on this Tuesday afternoon, and we thank you to all of our viewers here as well today for tuning in to this one. And we'll know we'll have varsity girls basketball after this concludes today. Once again, it's Callum Jays for Conestoga, who are in their road black uniforms today. Wahoo in the home blue jerseys today. Jays has remained on top this entire period. No points have really been awarded, though. And now he's got him on the back. Maple's able to roll back onto his left shoulder now and back to his stomach. But it is 3 more points awarded to Jays. And when 3 points are awarded, that is known as a near fall for those kind of new to the sport. 15-1 Conestoga leads, which is when the wrestler on the bottom, in this case Maple for Wahoo, has their back exposed to the mat of an angle of 45 degrees or less, and the official will get down, and that's where you'll see the official count 5 seconds. You'll see him moving his arm, counting to 5 to be awarded those 3 points. It's happened a couple of times here in this match. Maple's still doing a decent job for Wahoo to avoid the pin, but now down 15-1 with 5 seconds left here in the match. Maple's still on the back, and that will be it. And I think 3 more points. Nope, they say no points got awarded there. I thought the official was saying 3 more points again was awarded to Conestoga. So we go to period number 3 now of this one. And once again, Jays will start on top, where he has been in complete control of this one from the very beginning. This is the longest one we've seen from the girls or boys side. That's kind of almost gone the distance here. It's a commanding 15-1 lead for Callum Jays at the moment, as he scored in just about every single way that you can. A couple of near falls, several different takedowns, a couple of reversals. Maple's trying to get that reversal as he's using his legs. Now he gets Jays on his back, but Jays, look at that. Look at that footwork underneath here on the near side. And now, just like that, Maple has control. Maple might pull this out. Oh, my goodness. You can't believe what a comeback that is. Anthony Maple out of nowhere wins it for Wahoo with a pin. Callum Jays dominated from start to finish. Maple has a reversal and a pin just like that. 6 more points awarded to the Warriors. That was electric. What a sport and what a win for Anthony Maple, who just got his 3rd win of the season. That was awesome. We now go to weight class 132, where Julian Hoshan for Wahoo takes off against Jordan Stark of Conestoga. Weight class 132 here. Jordan Stark against Julian Hoshan for Wahoo. As the Warriors lead 18-0 here in this duel with an incredible comeback victory for Anthony Maple with the pin. He was on the bottom the entire time, and with about a minute left in the 3rd period, gets the reversal on the far side of the mat, gets the pin, and just like that, it's over. That's how this sport is. When you think one wrestler is in control, one little slip up, one little mistake, and it's over. So here we are, for those just tuning in, weight class 132 of this boys varsity duel. It's Wahoo taking on Conestoga, and the Warriors leading the team scoring 18-0 with a couple of forfeits and a pin by Anthony Maple. We're in weight class 132, where Jordan Stark, who's 0-14 on the season, is taking off against Julian Hoshan of Wahoo. Both wrestlers, and there's a takedown for Julian. He gets Stark on his back, has his right leg, I should say. Now he's got him on his back. Got to be close to a pin again for the Warriors. Stark is keeping his legs up in the air. It is! There it is again, and this crowd is going crazy. Back-to-back Warrior pins for Wahoo here on their home mat. He did it with 29 seconds to go in the opening period, and Wahoo up to a commanding 24-0 dual lead. Now we go to weight class 138, where it's Jacob Landon for Conestoga, who's 6-7 on the season, taking off against Grady Meyer of Wahoo, who's 26-6 this year for the Warriors. Boy, I love when those pins just happen out of nowhere. It's honestly one of the most exciting moments in all of sports. Football, basketball, anything. When just out of nowhere, boom, it's over. Crowd going crazy and all that. Meyer tried to go for the takedown. Now both wrestlers fighting. Look at that, twisting and turning here on the near side. No points awarded to either, though, as they were both kind of whiffed on their initial takedown attempts. Now a spin move. Grabbing the back left ankle is Meyer on Landon. Meyer's on top currently, but Landon has one of the legs of Wahoo, and there's 2 points awarded to Meyer. It took a while for points to be awarded for either wrestler, but Meyer, with a couple of different spin moves, was able to get onto that top position and just going out of the circle. It honestly looked like Landon might have had an opportunity for an escape point there if the circle was just a little bit wider. Did they give him an escape point? They did. They did go ahead and say that Landon was awarded an escape point there. I thought it was close. They did end up giving it to him, so Grady Meyer leads 2-1 over Jacob Landon here in weight class 138. With a minute to go here in the first period and a 24-0 Warrior lead here in this duel against Conestoga. Meyer kind of has his head down, but does have a hold of the left leg of Landon and gets the takedown. 2 more points awarded to the Warriors. Landon does a good job of keeping on his right shoulder. Meyer trying to push him back down onto his left, using all of his body weight and his legs. I think Landon's going to be able to get out of this to avoid a pin at least, and does. And there is 3 points awarded as a near fall for Wahoo and a 7-0 lead for Meyer with 20 seconds to go here in the opening period. Grady looking for win number 27 this season. Close to a pin again as he gets Landon again on that back shoulder, and that will be 2 points awarded that time for the takedown, they say, and it's a 9-1 Warrior lead after the first period for Grady Meyer. But like we've seen already today, you just can never, ever assume that a lead is comfortable. Because in wrestling, there's no such thing. It can end, even if you're down 15, just like Anthony Maple was. He won it. He was down by 15 and won in 2 seconds. Nearly getting pushed out. There's another takedown granted to Grady Meyer again on the bottom right corner of the zone there, and just getting outside the circle was Landon. And it's Meyer leading 11-1 with 1:41 to go here in the second period. So Jacob will start down. Grady Meyer will get on top from behind. Another escape point, as Meyer has done that twice now, where he has allowed Jacob Landon to start standing up, giving him 2 escape points, because he doesn't want to start in the middle down. He wants to start standing up and get a takedown point, which he's done a couple of times now. It was a strategy we saw in the girls that Morgan Hinch of Conestoga used. See, there's the takedown points that Grady Meyer wanted. He's perfectly fine allowing the escape points. Just like that, he allows another escape point for Jacob Landon because he wants to be standing up and get 2 points for the takedown each time. 1:06 to go here in the second period. Grady Meyer leads Jacob Landon of Conestoga in weight class 138, and now 2 more points awarded to the Warrior. It's a 15-3 Wahoo lead. As of right now, it'd be a major decision victory for Grady Meyer and give Wahoo 14 points. Love to have another pin, though, and make it 3 straight for Wahoo. Getting close to it again. He's trying to roll Landon onto that right shoulder, but Jacob fighting as hard as he can, keeping his left shoulder on the ground there. Now back down, kind of on his stomach. Meyer's trying to prevent him from rolling back onto his stomach. Now we'll see if Meyer will just let Jacob stand up again. He's done it a couple of times. No, I think he wants to keep him on the ground for the final 14 seconds. Doesn't want to allow another escape point because with only 8 seconds left, it'd be hard to get another takedown in that short amount of time. And yep, that's exactly what Meyer hears from his coach, saying keep it. He does, and he leads it 15-3 as we go into the third period. And we'll see if Meyer wants Jacob to start up again. We might have an injury here, a little bit of blood potentially on the right arm, and yes, it is. The official says my time. So is it an equipment issue? Yeah, I think there's an armband that Jacob Landon is wearing, and so he's going to either take that off on his right side or try and tie it back on. And so now Meyer will not allow the escape point. He will say, Jacob, you can go ahead and start on the ground, and I'll be right behind you. As Grady Meyer puts Jacob immediately on the ground. I think Grady's trying to get that pin by rolling Jacob Landon over, but Landon now trying to get the escape again that I don't think Grady wants. There he got Landon on the left shoulder, but Jacob again continuing to fight using his legs and arms to keep himself from going over to that side. And this is why this sport takes up so much energy. And you see these athletes work so hard to get their bodies in shape because, my goodness, when they go the distance like this, it is fatiguing, and you're starting to see it set in a little bit now for both of them. Grady Meyer in control right now of Jacob Landon. This is weight class 138 here in this varsity wrestling duel. It's Wahoo's Grady Meyer leading Jacob Landon of Conestoga 15-3. Meyer in blue for Wahoo. Conestoga's Landon in black. In a situation closest pin that he's been right now. The official right there on top of it. Meyer trying to use his legs and body weight to get Landon to roll onto that right shoulder, but look at Jacob and the pretzel he's twisted himself in to keep his legs spinning around and avoid that shoulder of being put on the ground. He's using fully the strength of his hips and his legs right now there on the right side of the circle. And there he's able to kick out of it and avoid the pin. And a whistle, and it'll be a near fall awarded to Wahoo. And that gives it a tech fall, a win of 15 points to end the match. A tech fall awarded to Grady Meyer. He moves to 27-6 on the season. Jacob Landon falls to 6-8 on the year. And Wahoo improves their lead up to, I believe, 29-0 now. As we will go to weight class 144, where we will see Dolan Dufault of Conestoga take on Isaiah Foster of Wahoo. Foster is 18-5 on the season with his record. Dolan Dufault is 24-6, so a pretty even one here, record-wise, between these two. Wahoo, now they put up those 5 points for the tech fall for Grady Meyer. Wahoo leads the duel, scoring 29-0 over Conestoga. Several weight classes to go. We're in weight class 144, and there's 2 points awarded to Isaiah Foster of Wahoo for the takedown on Dolan Dufault. Foster in the top position, using his legs to kind of wrap around and tie Dolan into a pretzel. Here with under 90 seconds to go here in the opening period. We haven't had one go the distance in either the girls or the boys here so far this evening. We'll have varsity girls basketball later on tonight as well. Foster continuing to control that top position. He hasn't been given any other points. Now he looks to his head coach to kind of get a little bit of a game plan strategy. Dolan is holding on to the left leg of Isaiah Foster for Wahoo, which is making it difficult for Isaiah to try and roll Dufault onto his left shoulder and try and force a pin. Now Foster, a little bit of a different strategy, kind of moves to the side. He tried to initially grab the back left leg, but now will hold both of Dufault's arms up around his head. And now he moves to the right side as Dufault gets out of it, and a skate point awarded. And now we'll start back head-to-head. It's a 2-1 lead for Wahoo's Isaiah Foster. Now Dufault trying to go for the takedown. Foster gets on his right hip. Only 12 seconds to go, I should say, here in this period. 2 more points are awarded there to Foster. He does get awarded the takedown. 4-1. Isaiah Foster leads Dolan Dufault in weight class 144 as we go to the second period. And they will start in the neutral position, says Isaiah Foster. That's what he wants to start. He immediately goes for the left leg and gets a takedown. And now has him on his back. Close to a pin here again for Foster. Got it! Wow! He didn't waste any time, and I don't think Dolan Dufault saw it coming. Isaiah Foster immediately wanted to start in the neutral position. As soon as the period started, he dove, grabbed the left leg, got the pin, and gave Wahoo 6 more points, awarded their team score. It's a 35-0 Warrior lead over Conestoga. We now go to weight class 150, where it'll be Logan Lawrence of Conestoga, who's 6-15 on the year, going up against Jay Steiskell of Wahoo, who's 2-4 on the season for the Warriors in weight class 150. Jace and Logan just trying to feel each other out here in the early going of this opening period. Wahoo leading the scoring 35-0. Here with a couple of pins and forfeits and a tech fall, 1 tech fall. Couple of spins by both players. They're both trying to kind of grab the back left legs of each other. Trying to get to the top position, he does. Right on the edge of the circle, Steiskell got on top. And now Lawrence just trying to, looks like he's just trying to get out of the circle and kind of go back to the center to regather himself with 1:15 left. Trying to get an escape point, nope, and that will be outside the circle. So that'll stop the clock at 1:12 to go here in the opening period. And Jace wants to start on top. Puts Lawrence down face first and holds him there. He has him pinned on the right arm. Jace using his hands to try and get out of it and break away to at least get an escape point here. Good job of using the legs and the arms, though, for Steisko on the backside. Jace holds him on the right with 45 seconds to go and a 2-0 lead. What a duel this has been for Wahoo today. Some big wins for the Warriors in electric fashion. Looks like Lawrence is trying to crawl out of the circle again as he knows he's not gaining much ground against Jace, who's on that top position. And yep, there they are again, and it stops the clock with 23 seconds just out on the right side of the circle over here. 23 seconds to go. We'll do it again. Steisko starts on top. Lawrence trying to escape quickly, but Jace stays right with him. Logan Lawrence is trying to use his hands to break away, but Steisko keeps trying to pull him back, kind of almost like putting him in handcuffs. You know, if you see police officers grab one arm, put it behind their back, grab the other arm, put it behind the back. I think that's what Jace wants to do, and that's the end of the first period where Jace Steisko wins 2-0, and Jace wants to start in the top position again for Wahoo. Trying to keep Logan Lawrence there. Lawrence this time tries to get on both feet and back out of it, trying to stand up, but Jay says no sir again. Puts him back on the mat, has his left shoulder. This is the closest it's been to being able to try and roll over a shoulder, but not able to do so there. As Lawrence is back down face first. And we'll try it again. Both wrestlers getting a lot of advice from both coaches. A minute 25 to go here. The official right there on top of it. I don't think we're going to see anything threatening of like a stalling call or anything like that. I mean, both these wrestlers are definitely engaged down on the mat. There's just one strategy is Steisko says, hey, I got the takedown. I have the 2-0 lead, and I'm not going to let Logan Lawrence think about escaping. If anything, I'm going to try and wear him out here on the mat. Oh, he got up on his feet, but then Steisko puts him right back down. If anything, Steisko wants to wear him out to the point where he can maybe get him turned on his shoulder and flip him over. The trick is, though, with how fatiguing this sport is, you got to be careful about not trying to wear yourself out. 30 seconds left. Jay Steisko, he's 2-4 on the year against Logan Lawrence, who's 6-15. This is weight class 150. As we will have weight class 157, 165, 175, and 215 left. So 3 more really, as a couple of them are forfeits, and that's the end of period number 2. So it keeps working for Steisko with this strategy of keeping Logan Lawrence down on the mat. But this time, Lawrence will have the upper hand of getting to start up top first. Jace maybe seeing if he can escape and gets a reversal. Wow! That was a heck of a move from Jay Steisko to get the reversal quickly. Starts on the bottom, spins over his right shoulder. Just like that, he's on the back of Logan Lawrence again. And has doubled his lead 4-0 now. Trying to get at least 3 more points awarded to the Warriors. Dual scoring with a regular decision victory. Steisko has his arm over the left shoulder now. His right arm over the left shoulder of Lawrence. And I feel like the official's going to say, yep. He wants to keep the action going. I don't think it was potentially dangerous by any means right there. I think they're going to say it was just close to stalling. He wants to keep it going. Lawrence tried the exact same move that Sky School just got the reversal on, but Jace was ready for it and is back into the position that he has been in the entire match. He's just sat on the bottom and continuously trying to drag Logan Lawrence's arms back and around. Logan nearly got up to his feet that time. He keeps bringing his knees up underneath him and is able to push Jace off the ground for a moment before Jace then readjusts and pushes Logan back on the ground. And now Jace grabs the back right leg, I should say. This guy's twisted in a pretzel right in front of the W here in Wahoo. With 35 seconds to go here in this third period. And Jace Steichel for Wahoo leading 4-0 right now. With a takedown in the first period and a reversal to start this third period. That's really been about it. Jace has just been able to sit on the back the entire time. Logan Lawrence continues for a reversal. Boy, Steichel nearly was able to flip over his head there. That would have been pretty dangerous there for Steichel, as now he has to kind of revert back to being on top of the head of Logan Lawrence and is just trying to run this out with 1 second, and that's it. So Jay Steichel is able to hold on. He does just enough to stay on top and kind of control that one the entire time, and it's a decision victory for Jay Steichel, who moves to 3-4 on the year, and Logan Lawrence falls to 6-16. So 3 points awarded to the Warriors team score, who now lead 38-0. As we go to weight class 157, and that will be Noah Bordowski for Wahoo going up against James Kansteiner for Conestoga. James Kansteiner for Conestoga is 25-5 this season. Noah Bordowski in weight class 157 is 28-2 for the Warriors this year. Starting running back for the Warriors state runner-up football team is Bordowski. Just some hand fighting here early on in weight class 157. Noah on the outside circle. Kansteiner on the inside. Kansteiner tries to spin. Noah, good defense, is able to take Kansteiner to the ground, and they just get outside the circle, and they will go back to the center. Both of these wrestlers are definitely aggressive, definitely trying to use their speed and strength. They're neither of them used to losing. A combined 7 losses between these two wrestlers in the 50-plus matches that they've wrestled. Bordowski gets him to the ground, 2 points for the takedown. Now can Bordowski stay on top and control this for the rest of the way? That's the part that's easier said than done. Kansteiner's trying to get to that outside edge, nearly gets the escape point. Noah still holds on and throws him outside the circle. So we'll go back to the center as they go to that left side again. Bordowski fixes his left knee pad as Noah leads 2-0 here with 44 seconds to go here in the period. And there's an escape point for Kansteiner. He stood up quickly, and it honestly looked like Noah might have let him. As Noah wants to see if he can try and get another takedown again on Kansteiner. Kansteiner has his arm around Bordowski's left shoulder, and now they start back head-to-head. Bordowski plays some pretty good defense, not allowing Kansteiner to try and grab either leg. 13 seconds left in the period. It's a 2-1 lead for Noah Bordowski of Wahoo. Boy, that was close. Noah nearly got a point again there at the end of. And now the head coach for Conestoga talking to the official. Should be 2-1, yeah. Yep, it's 2-1. Yep, so the official coach is meeting to correct that score. It is 2-1 in favor of Noah Bordowski. Here to start period number 2. 2 minutes put up on the clock. James Kansteiner starts on top of Bordowski. Noah trying to get maybe an escape point. Kansteiner holds on, keeping both of Noah's arms there. Noah doesn't want to roll over on a shoulder. He wants to lay face down and try and get his legs up underneath him to push out, get that one escape point. Put his lead back up to 2. It's a fight right now. These two wrestlers are really talented, really speedy, really athletic. You can definitely tell. Bordowski still fighting. Here on the near side, Kansteiner trying to grab that right arm. Has Noah around the right shoulder and left hip. Noah stands up. Now can he break free of the hands? Oh, they go outside the circle. Bordowski was so close to breaking out and getting that escape point. They just go outside the circle, which may have been a benefit because Noah lost his footing and got thrown to the ground. And whistle, it was a little bit of a false start there. I don't know if that's the right terminology. I don't think so, but I mean, that's what it was. So Kansteiner puts Noah back down face first. Bordowski right in the center of the W. Here on Wahoo with the cool wrestling line. Always love that at all levels. Noah gets his knees up under, and now can he get to that standing position? As Kansteiner's trying to get over that right shoulder. Noah now grabs the right leg and flips him over. Now Kansteiner in position. No points awarded to either. And there it is. There's the 2 points for Bordowski as he does get the reversal. Now can Noah get to the backside as he grabs the right ankle of Kansteiner, gets on the backside. And now Noah Bordowski in control again with 23 seconds. Kansteiner nearly getting the escape point, and Bordowski throws him outside the circle. It's a 4-1 lead for Noah Bordowski with 20 seconds to go. And this escape. A quick escape there for James Kansteiner. 10 seconds left in the second period. I think Noah says, I want a 2-point lead going into the third. So trying to avoid a takedown. 2 seconds left. Oh, it was close. Really close. Conestoga wanted the takedown, but the buzzer sounded. Saved by the bell literally was Noah Bordowski that time, or else this thing would be tied going into the third. But it feels like right now James Kansteiner has the momentum in this one. So Noah on top, has the arm of Kansteiner, puts him on the ground. Bending his right arm, and I think they're going to say potentially dangerous, maybe. Yep. They're saying that arm was bent a little bit too far backwards. 1 minute 44 to go in the third. Potentially dangerous. They'll start it again. Noah on top. It's a reverse, and now Noah in a position for a takedown. So we're tied at 4 now. With 1:25 to go here in the third, is James Kansteiner using that momentum against Bordowski. Kansteiner now on the right side of Noah, has the right leg and right shoulder. Noah holds on to the right leg of Kansteiner, and now James gets on the back of Bordowski of Wahoo here on the bottom of the circle with 61 seconds to go here in this third period, tied at 4. Bordowski still holding on to that right leg of Kansteiner. Now can Noah get out of it? Both teams, both coaches pretty involved with it. Noah now in control, trying to get Kansteiner on his back. Trying to push Noah forward. Kansteiner's holding on with his right arm to not be flipped onto his back. There's the points awarded to Bordowski. Noah was looking at the official, hoping he would get it. He does. He leads 6-4 with 18 seconds left in the third. Kansteiner trying to escape. They go outside the circle. We'll go back to the center of the circle. What a great move from Bordowski. Able to flip Kansteiner on his top of his head, really. 15 seconds left in the third period, and Noah Bordowski leads 6-4. This has been the closest match for the boys and girls, all weight classes. There's the escape point for Kansteiner. He now needs the takedown. With 2 seconds to go, can he get it? No, he cannot. Noah Bordowski wins it for Wahoo in the closest wrestling match of the duel for the girls and boys side. Man, that was awesome. Those 2 wrestlers were so good. That was so even, and Noah Bordowski wins it. Really saved by the buzzer in the second period, and then with 19 seconds to go in the third, gets the reversal and gets the victory and gives Wahoo a 41-0 lead in the duel. We now go to weight class 165, where it's Fabian Montez for Conestoga, who's 4-17 on the season, taking off against the Warriors' Jet Knuckles, who's 16-11 for the Warriors with his record this season in weight class 165. So Jet Knuckles against Fabian Montez, weight class 165, and this will really be the last match of this duel. As 175, it'll be a forfeit, and weight class 215, it'll also be a forfeit. Knuckles gets the takedown points, and now is trying to end this one quickly against Montez. Montez is able to get onto his stomach. And he rolls onto his right shoulder. Here on the left side of the mat, Knuckles has been in control as he's been on top the most of the time. Nichols getting close. He has Montez on that right shoulder. He's trying to flip him back over, and look at him pull at him. He can't do it, though, and now there he got it to flip over. But can he hold him there? As Montez does a good job of kicking out of it, using his legs to his advantage. Knuckles holds him down with 26 seconds, I should say, left here in the third. And they go out of the circle before the escape point was awarded to Fabian Montez. Jet Knuckles leads Montez 2-0 here in weight class 165 here in the opening period. It says the third period on the scoreboard, but it is the first. Knuckles flipping Montez over again, has him on the right shoulder. Can he get the left down? Nope, not before the buzzer. It looks like that was the opportunity. They do award him 2 points right there at the buzzer. So we go to period number 2, and Wahoo leading it 4-0 here in weight class 165. Second period on the way. Here's Knuckles on the far side. Did he get awarded the takedown? I think they're going to say he was out of the circle just barely. Chet was almost awarded another takedown there for Wahoo. Leads 4-0 here in the second period with 1:51 to go. Thanks everyone for tuning in here on this Tuesday evening. Austin McNorton here with you for Saunders County Online and Wahoo Public YouTube. Knuckles on top. Good crowd here tonight as well for this girls and boys varsity duel between Conestoga. And then we'll have varsity girls basketball afterwards. So you might have a couple of those fans who arrived early who are checking this out saying, hey, this is pretty fun. Yes, it is. There's no doubt. 70 seconds left here in the second. It's a 41-0 dual lead for Wahoo as far as the team points go. We have 2 weight classes left. Both of them will be forfeits, though, so this is really the last match we'll see. That won't be decided by a forfeit. Knuckles has continued to stay on top, pretty much the exact same way that Jay Steichel attacked his match in weight class 150 for Wahoo in a victory over Logan Lawrence. Knuckles just pretty much taking the exact same approach. Staying on top, he continues to try and pull Montez over onto one of the shoulders, and you can see him kind of tug and tug and tug, almost like someone trying to start a lawnmower. He's trying to pull that shoulder, pull. Just hasn't been successful in doing so. Montez is doing a great job of kind of fending it off. There he flips Fabian onto his shoulders, and it happens so quickly, we might have a pin. Boy, it's close. Montez rolls and then gets back onto his stomach. But it is a near fall there for Wahoo, and it comes right at the buzzer of the second period. So it's a 6-0 lead now. Shouldn't it be 7? It should be 7. Now I think it's 8. Should be 8-0, I think, right now in favor of Jet Knuckles, I believe. With a minute 52 to go here in this third period that just started. Knuckles now behind. Can he escape? He's thrown up into the air, gets back down on his feet, and they're outside the circle. Just before the takedown awarded to Fabian Montez. We're going to say it's a 7-0 lead here for Jet Knuckles. I thought it was 8. With a minute 35 to go here in the third. That would determine either a major decision or a regular decision, though. So Knuckles would like to at least get a couple more points here for the Warriors. Montez doing a good job of fighting, trying to get on top now on that far right side of the circle. Up there on the top of your screen. Spins around, gets an arm over the left hip of Knuckles now. Conestoga coach is fighting. It's Fabian Montez, who's 4-17 for Conestoga in weight class 165, against the Warriors' Jet Knuckles, who's 16-11 this season record-wise in weight class 165. Knuckles is on the bottom using his legs, trying to flip Montez back onto his back. And he does. Great job there. And now got real close to a pin. The official shakes his head no, and now they're outside the circle. But he got 2 more points there, and that's what Jet Knuckles needed to get this major decision victory potentially for the Warriors, which would give them a 45-0 lead as far as the dual scoring goes. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in here on Wahoo Public High School in Saunders County Online. Austin McNorton here with you on this Tuesday evening. We'll have varsity girls basketball coming up next. We'll stop this stream and then start the next one. And that's the end of the third period. So Jet Knuckles gets the victory by a major decision, 9-0, and gives Wahoo 4 more team points and a 45-0 lead. Should be 45. It's 44. So this is the first and only victory today for Conestoga, as Mason Surkees in weight class 175 for Conestoga goes against a forfeit for Wahoo. So Mason improves to 23-9 on the season. And then in weight class 215, Trevor Beavers wins by an open for Conestoga, and Trevor Beavers will improve to 18-10 on the season for the Warriors with a forfeit victory. So the duel concludes with an unofficial score of 50-6 in favor of Wahoo. So we split today in this doubleheader between Conestoga and Wahoo, and the varsity girls and boys wrestling duel. Conestoga wins on the girls' side by a score of 42-12. Wahoo wins on the boys' side 50-6. Let's go ahead and recap what we just saw. Weight class 215, Trevor Beavers wins by a forfeit for Wahoo. Weight class 175, Conestoga wins by a forfeit in Mason Surkees. In weight class 165, Jet Knuckles for Wahoo defeated Fabian Montez in a major decision. In weight class 157, in the best match we saw all day between the girls and boys, all weight classes, Noah Bordowski defeated James Kansteiner in weight class 157 by a decision. In weight class 150, Jay Steiskol defeated Logan Lawrence by a decision for Wahoo. Weight class 144, Isaiah Foster pinned Dolan Dufault in weight class 144. Weight class 138, Grady Meyer pinned Jacob Landon for the Warriors. Julian Hoshan, he was able to pin Jordan Stark in weight class 132 for Wahoo. Anthony Maple had the best comeback maybe of the season for the Warriors. He was down 16-1 in the third period to Callum Jays and was able to get the pin with a minute left in the third period. And Anthony Maple got the pin in weight class 120. It was a forfeit win for Jace Van Vliet of the Warriors in weight class 113. And it was a forfeit victory for Aiden Humpel of Wahoo in weight class 106. So the duels have concluded here in Wahoo between your Wahoo Warriors and Conestoga. The girls win it for Conestoga, and the Warriors win it on the boys' side of things. So as far as our coverage goes here on Saunders County Online and Wahoo Public YouTube, we will end this stream. We will start a basketball stream as girls varsity basketball is set to tip off here momentarily between the Wahoo Warriors and the Blue Devils of Plattsmouth in the first round of the Nebraska Trailblazer Conference. Wahoo number 3 taking on Plattsmouth number 6 in the opening round. So we'll get that started for you here momentarily. Thanks so much for tuning in to Warrior Basketball on Saunders County Online. Or these varsity duels, I should say. I'm so used to saying basketball. These varsity duels on Saunders County Online and Wahoo Public YouTube. For Austin McNorton, I'm saying so long from Wahoo.